The NFL has just been rocked to its very core, and the aftershocks are still rippling through the league. The Las Vegas Raiders pulled off a move so massive, so unprecedented, that it shattered every record in existence. An $80 million guaranteed deal for Shedeur Sanders, a rookie quarterback who hasn't even taken a single snap in the NFL. This wasn't just another flashy signing. This was an earthquake, the kind that redefines everything, the kind that leaves franchises scrambling to pick up the pieces while fans and analysts alike stare in disbelief. Within hours of the news breaking, social media imploded. Twitter froze with hot takes, Instagram drowned in graphics, TikTok creators scrambled to pump out instant reactions. But while the public obsessed over the headlines, what happened behind closed doors was even more shocking. Because behind every jaw-dropping contract, there's always a hidden story. And in this case, it all started with one meeting. A meeting that would rewrite NFL history forever. On a quiet Tuesday evening, while most of the sports world was winding down, Raiders owner Mark Davis was boarding a private jet. No entourage, no advisors, not even his legal team, just Davis, alone, carrying the weight of a decision that would change the NFL forever. Hours later, in a dimly lit room far away from the spotlight, Davis came face to face with Shedeur Sanders. No agents. No cameras. No circus. Just the Raiders owner and the quarterback no one expected him to steal. For 4 tense hours, they talked. But this wasn't a negotiation. It was destiny being sealed. Davis laid out his vision with absolute conviction. Las Vegas wasn't just a football city, he said, it was a global stage, a place hungry for a true leader. Then he looked Shedeur dead in the eyes and said the words that would change everything. We're not just signing a quarterback. We're investing in the next era of this franchise. Name your price. That line hit harder than any blitz Shedeur Sanders had ever faced. At first, he froze, stunned by the audacity. Here was one of the most powerful men in football telling him directly, without hesitation, that he was the cornerstone of their future. Shedeur asked for 24 hours to think. Davis gave him 12. By dawn, the wheels were already in motion. Raiders staff were mocking up graphics. Nike had silver and black jerseys with Sanders printed on the back ready to go. The press team began prepping for what would become one of the most watched announcements in NFL history. This wasn't a negotiation. This was an invasion. What almost no one realized at the time was that this wasn't some spur-of-the-moment gamble. This was the culmination of months of planning. While Cleveland thought they were disciplining Sanders with a suspension, Las Vegas was watching closely, waiting for their chance. Scouts quietly slipped into Browns practices under the pretense of evaluating other prospects, but in reality, every eye was locked on Sanders. They documented every throw, every snap, every reaction to pressure. They studied his mechanics, his leadership, his resilience. One insider put it bluntly, the Browns thought they were disciplining a rookie. What they were really doing was handing us the perfect scouting opportunity. By the time Davis sat down in that secret meeting, the Raiders already knew everything they needed. Sanders wasn't just good. He was generational. He was a franchise trapped in dysfunction, and Las Vegas was ready to pry him loose. And when the time came, they didn't just make an offer, they detonated a bomb. The numbers didn't just break records, they obliterated them. $80 million guaranteed, with an annual payout of $20 million, instantly placing Shedeur Sanders among the top 15 highest-paid quarterbacks in the league before he had ever thrown a pass. Agents across the NFL couldn't believe it. Executives whispered about the dangerous precedent being set. One AFC front office executive summed it up best, "This isn't a deal. It's a declaration of war." While Las Vegas celebrated their heist, Cleveland was burning. Hours before Davis met Sanders, Browns GM Andrew Berry received a call from Sanders' camp. The message was short and cold, "He's gone." In less than 8 minutes, the Browns' future evaporated. Berry scrambled, offering reinstatement, a guaranteed starting role, even promises of a contract extension. But it was already too late. In the Browns' facility, chaos erupted. Head coach Kevin Stefanski went silent for nearly 20 minutes. Owner Jimmy Haslam shouted about loyalty and betrayal. And in the locker room, disbelief turned into distrust. Veterans whispered about dysfunction. Younger players questioned leadership. On social media, fans raged with fury. One viral post with 400,000 likes summed it up. "We had the next Patrick Mahomes, and we gave him away because our coach couldn't handle training camp drama. I'm done with this franchise forever." But while Cleveland drowned in regret, Las Vegas lit up like never before. Ticket waiting lists spiked by 15,000 names overnight. Jersey pre-orders shattered team records in a single day. Billboards on the Strip glowed with Sanders' name. Casinos started planning Sanders nights. The city had a new face, a new star, And suddenly, the Raiders were no longer the NFL's punchline, they were the story. One fan, choking up through tears, told reporters, "This is our Joe Montana moment. We finally have our franchise quarterback. Sanders in silver and black, it doesn't get better than this." The league knew immediately what it meant. The AFC West was already the toughest neighborhood in football, but with Sanders, it became a battlefield of legends. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, and now Shedeur Sanders, the rookie with sky-high expectations and the entire city of Las Vegas at his back. Defensive coordinators tore up playbooks overnight. Suddenly, every snap against the Raiders became a guessing game. Within hours of the signing, Mahomes himself reportedly reached out to Sanders with a sharp welcome. "Hope you're ready for what's coming twice a year." The rivalry had officially begun. But Sanders wasn't walking into this war alone. Behind every decision stood his father, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. While he didn't storm into press conferences or bash Cleveland publicly, insiders confirm he was advising his son at every step. He told him plainly, "Greatness needs great organizations." Cleveland wasn't ready. Vegas was hungry. It wasn't just a father's advice. It was a Hall of Famer, a media icon, and a strategist ensuring his son chose not just money, but legacy. The ripple effects were immediate. Agents began pointing to Sanders' contract as the new rookie standard. Executives whispered about the salary cap unraveling if this became the norm. Sponsors rushed to attach themselves to the Raiders. Nike launched a Sanders-themed line within hours. Sportsbooks slashed Super Bowl odds almost in half, as bettors poured millions onto Raiders futures. One bookmaker admitted, "I've never seen a single player move odds this dramatically. It's unprecedented." But maybe the most important impact wasn't financial, it was cultural. Sanders sent a message to every young athlete: you don't have to accept dysfunction, you don't have to settle just because of draft position, you can demand better. And if an organization is bold enough, they'll bet everything on you. The Browns lost more than a quarterback. They lost credibility. They lost trust. They lost the faith of their fan base. The Raiders, on the other hand, gained not just a player, but a franchise identity, a spark that could turn into a dynasty. And for the NFL, the balance of power has shifted forever. The Las Vegas Raiders didn't just sign Shedeur Sanders. They made a statement to the entire league: they're done waiting, done rebuilding, done being irrelevant. With Sanders in silver and black, they've drawn their line in the sand, and the war has officially begun. Now the question is, how do you think this gamble will play out? Will Shedeur Sanders rise to the occasion and bring championships to Las Vegas, or will the weight of an $80 million deal crush him before he takes flight? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you love following game-changing stories like this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the drama shaking the NFL to its core.